up, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Don't say the F word. We are a pro wrestling and combat sports podcast where we do not use the F word when we talk about professional wrestling. It's Wednesday. We are a little bit ahead of AEW Dynamite, and we are going to have a guest joining us for the show. We are going to be joined by Jakobi Lowry. He is a bare knuckle fighting championship fighter, BKFC. He recently had his debut fight. We're going to talk to him about that, and we will talk about what he has coming up in the very near future. But ahead of that, guys, we're going to talk a little bit about Raw and wait for Jakobi to join into the show. Monday Night Raw, we had a good show. They started to hype up the return of Cody Rhodes. Then apparently he's not going to be a surprise entry into the Royal Rumble. That will be a planned out thing. We also have we had a good match with Seth Rollins and Austin Theory. Looks like there could have been a possibility of a Seth Rollins injury there, so that's something that kind of paying attention on social media and looking to see reports of how Seth is doing. Not really sure. It looked like a possible knee injury took place there. He went down with Theory in a position for possibly a power bomb or buckle bomb. And after the match was helped out of the ring, and he fell after that. So we don't really know the condition of Seth, but hopefully he is doing fine, and we'll be able to see him back. If not, I think a Seth Rollins injury probably brings in a lot of issues there for the foreseeable future in WWE. So I think it's going to affect the Rumble, where I think Seth was probably going to play a pretty important role. So they may be hitting some reset there with the Rumble if Seth Rollins is injured. We also had AJ Styles suffering an injury, and we are joined by Jakobi.
Yo, what's up, man?
Hey, how you doing, bud?
Doing all right, bro.
Thank you for taking the time with us. Yeah, we are recording right now. Thank you for joining us, man. I do appreciate you taking the time. How you feeling?
Oh, man, I'm good, man. I'm good. Just relaxing, resting.
So you had your debut fight in BKFC a couple weeks ago.
Right.
Fight where, man, that first round was just bonkers. You had him on roller skates. That 8 count he was given was very considerate. You know, Rambo's a tough guy, but that was a very considerate 8 count. I don't know, if they would have stopped that fight there, that would have been kind of justified, I think. And then second round, as the end of the round, start the second, eye injury for you. How's that feeling now? You good?
Yeah. About a week ago, it started clearing up. Honestly, like, I'm glad they didn't stop the fight, because at first I thought he was done. But, 5-6 seconds into the count, the way he looked at me, around the ref, like, I could tell he got clipped. That's all it was, man. I'm glad they let him continue. So
yeah, everything after that was great,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I mean, you definitely showcased you could scrap, like, no doubt about that. So what was your combat sports career before BKFC?
Man, I didn't really have one. I competed in the amateurs when I was younger. Never really took it serious. It was just an extracurricular activity, at the time. I don't know, man. I started going back to the gym. I hit a low point in my life, and depression really took over for a while. And my boxing coach hit me up and was like, man, come to the gym. And I got back in and started training, and I was training with one of the fighters that's in the BKFC now. He hasn't fought in a while, but he had told me he had an upcoming fight coming up in bare knuckle. And I was like, what do you mean bare knuckle? It's like, no gloves, it's boxing. I was like, the fuck are you talking about? Like, that's real? Sign me up, let's do that. So I really didn't have a huge sports background, man. I just worked, and I did music for fun. That was about it.
You still doing music? Checked out some of your stuff on YouTube and stuff, man. Music's good. I know I didn't see anything uploaded recently, but it's good, man. You do good music. That's still something you're pursuing?
Nah, man. I got rid of my whole studio and just kind of grew out of it. Yeah. Nah, I just did that for fun too, man. I have a lot of hobbies that I like to toggle. I shoot pool, like, you know, I haven't shot pool in a while. I just find little different avenues, go down, you know, have my fun, and then fade away. That's about it. But this bare knuckle thing, man,
you good at shooting pool?
Oh yeah, it was either go pro in boxing or go pro in pool. Yeah, I like pool.
Really? I've always had this thing. So like, pool is one of those things I've always wished I could be good at, but my ADHD is too bad. I can't focus hard enough. Or I'll hyper fixate on something. I'll just go way deep into it. But pool's always one of those things to me is such a manly thing. Like, that's the shit. Like, how old are you?
I just turned 30 back in October.
So I got 10 years on you. I turned 40 this past July. But I look at pool like, my dad is an incredible pool player. He went around for a lot of my life, but I know my old man can shoot pool. My grandfather could shoot pool. My grandpa used to take me to bars when I was a kid, and he'd hustle dudes on a pool table. I was like, man, I should really get good at pool. And I can't get good at pool. Like, I want to, but I just don't got that skill set. But man, I think hopping around like to different things is how you learn. It's where you find your thing. Like, it's...
I like to find a reason, you know? Getting just hooked on one thing and staying on that one thing. Like growing up, my father wanted me to play baseball. I mean, my first name and my middle name both came from baseball players. Like, I was like, it was like he designed me to be a baseball player. And I did it for so long, and that was the only thing that I was doing. It was just like I lost interest and didn't have anything to fall back on. But I felt like when I provided myself with a lot of things to fall back on, one, I wouldn't get bored. Two, I would find what was really important to me, you know, and this whole punching people in the face thing, I really enjoy it. So,
man, you're certainly good at it. That first round BKFC, I mean, it was super exciting. I'm excited to see you back. So your second fight's coming up this month. It's coming up in January. It's the 25th?
The 27th.
27th, so it's going to be that's a Friday.
Yeah, Friday night.
So that's
I believe I'm the fight right after Steve-O. I believe they're bringing Steve-O back as well. So I think he's the first prelim, and I think I'm the one after him. I believe, unless they've changed it.
Yeah, it's one thing with fights, man. You never know till you get there where you're going to fall on the card. I did MMA back in my 20s, and you show up and you're gonna be like the 7th fight, and next thing you know, your music's playing. It's 3 fights into the show. What the hell? I'm not warmed up. I don't know what. Like, I gotta go out now. But,
bro, they just did the same thing. My homeboy Berserker, Glendale Futrell, he was supposed to be on the prelims and bumped him up to the main card like last minute. So,
dude, I had a fight. I can't even think what year it was. Probably 2008, 2009. And I'm back. I'm just kind of getting warmed up. My hands are wrapped. I got gloves on. I'm just jumping rope, listening to some music. And they come back and go, your music's played 2 times. Why the hell are you not out there? I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I should still have like a half hour before I should be out there. There was supposed to be an intermission before my fight. Like, they played your music twice, dude. You gotta get out there. I'm like, shit. And throw my jump rope down, grab a mouthpiece, and run out there.
Where was the staff at? Like, why did they take them 2 times?
I don't know. My wife always jokes at any time whenever I was fighting that if I took the time to select like entrance music or anything, that guaranteed it was going to be a shit show. I've had completely wrong music played. I've had them not play my music at all. I had them play my music 2 times, and I wasn't out there. And as I made my entrance, they didn't play my music at all. All kinds of nonsense happened. But this was early 2000s, where if you had 10 grand to buy an MMA cage and 3 letters to rub together, you could start a promotion. You could do unsanctioned things, and it was crazy.
At least you get a song.
Man, that time's coming for you.
Man, I got to take his dude's chin off so I can just get a fucking song next walkout. Like, I don't like this.
What song are you gonna pick after you win this fight? You starch this dude, and fight number 3 is lined up for you. They put you on the main card. What's the song?
Bad Motherfucker, Kid Rock, MGK.
My man. I'm actually I'm just outside of Cleveland, so the love for MGK is strong. We actually, my wife got me and my daughter all tickets to MGK at the Cleveland Browns Stadium back in the summer. It was crazy. Right. It was the craziest scene I ever seen. I've never seen that many people in any arena. I've never seen that much traffic going anywhere. That shit was stupid. I think I almost had an anxiety attack driving, trying to figure out how to get to a place that I should have been able to get to in like 20 minutes. It was crazy. So, yeah. You talked about your boxing coach. Who's your boxing coach?
Well, my overall boxing coach is Robert Owen, or Josh Owen, whatever you guys know him as. So he, I've trained probably a total of maybe 10 years with him, but I've also trained with Lamar Kid Fire Parks. I've trained with Sammy Horn. I mean, I've trained with some MMA coaches. Like I've had a lot of different coaches, but my main one would be Robert Owen.
That's awesome, man. So you talk a little MMA coaches. Is MMA something that interests you at all, or focus bare knuckle right now? And
I've never really been good at the whole jiu-jitsu or the Muay Thai thing, to be completely honest with you. I tried wrestling in school. It just wasn't my thing. When I go to the MMA gyms, I do it for a lot of different footwork, and we'll do grappling just for the cardio.
Right.
The cardio workouts and grappling alone is just insane. So these guys just don't throw the submissions on me, is all it is. They just make me work. So
and there's no better cardio than some grappling and spending some time on the mats and trying to get a gorilla off of you.
Right.
How do you feel about the 2-minute rounds and BKFC? I mean, you went full clip for 2 straight minutes. I mean,
I'm happy with it. Yeah, I wouldn't change anything about it. I like the 1-minute breaks that you get in between the rounds. Bare knuckle is, in a sense, more dangerous, but when they've marked it down to 5 rounds and they're only 2 minutes apiece, like, there's not a lot of time for impact. See, in boxing, man, you can land 100, possibly 200 punches a round, depending on how fast and how good you are. That's where all the damage comes from. So, like, in bare knuckle, I mean, as soon as the bell rings, like, to go, like, as soon as they say, go, like, you have less than 2 minutes to hit your opponent. So there's not a lot of impacts on you. And for that, man, I mean, all the internal damage is saving you from that. So I'm happy with it. The 2-minute rounds it's comfortable for me to be able to come in and out, and still go and get my rest, and then come out in the second round, hopefully, like I never even spent my time out there in the first round. But I got hit in the throat. Man, he hit me good too. As soon as he hit me, every bit of my oxygen in my solar plexus, like, it was just gone. I was like, oh my God. So when he clipped me at the end, deep down, I could have got back up as quick as him as far as the injury wise. Like, he clipped me. But when I got down there, I was like, oxygen. Holy shit, I'm taking this 8 count. Oh my God. But I couldn't catch my breath, man. But I like it. I like the 2 minutes.
We recently had Jeremy Pitbull Smith on the podcast, and he was talking about how they start you guys off in the middle. So there's no feeling out process. And I can't tell you how many BKFC fights I've watched. And it never really clicked with me that, yeah, you guys are starting off in the middle. There's no feeling out process. There's no adjusting your footwork to what you're seeing in your opponent. You have 3 feet of opportunity for someone to be first. And right. For some reason, I don't know why, it just didn't click with my brain. Like, shit, they're starting in the middle. It's go time right now. And there's no time to think, no time to feel it out. It's time to scrap. And it's like, that's why it starts off so exciting. Like, it's now crazy.
Now, based off what you just said, I did agree with you, but us starting off that close did change my original game plan with Rambo. My original game plan was to bust him right off the rip. Just jump in and just go. But that 3 feet distance, the way that he was standing, see, I watch a lot of his sparring videos, right? So usually when he's sparring, like he's close, he likes to move around. Even when he's hitting the bag, I mean, he's here. His legs are close. He's in his boxing stance, shoulder width apart. He's bladed. Everything's here. I mean, everything's back to his chin. But when he stood against me, he had this wide stance, and his body was more kind of open. Telling me if I rushed in, it reminded me of the Conor McGregor Jose Aldo fight, where Conor was just waiting on him to rush. And I knew if I would have rushed, he was going to get clipped. So that's why I kind of stepped back and I just kind of had to fill him out there. So I read a lot from how he was just standing that close, based off of what he was going to do. And he ended up catching me with that later that fight. But he didn't get me at the beginning, though.
And it's for you to look at that and, you know, compare his stance to being in the ring with him compared to what you've seen in video. That speaks a lot to your fight IQ. There's a lot of people out there who listen to this show. My show is very pro wrestling focused, but I work all combat sports, and I have a love for pro wrestling. But I've done MMA, I've done jiu-jitsu, I've done these combat sports. I see where these things link together. A lot of people don't have that reference point to look at, like, well, what happens whenever you're the guy in the arena, you're the man in the arena, and you're in this situation. And I look at like that 3 feet. Like 3 feet sounds like a lot, but not whenever you're looking at a guy who's getting ready to punch you in the face, and you're trying to assess and break all these things down and the mechanics of how the human body works and how fast this guy could be. For you to look at that in that short period of time where you're stepped up to the line, waiting for the bell, and go, okay, gotta change my game plan right now. That's a level of intelligence that I don't think a casual sports fan kind of gets. Like, that's being very smart, very calculated, and understanding and breaking someone's previous history down to a minute change is incredible. That's an incredible fight IQ you got, my man.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's going to be something that's going to pay dividends.
See, I wasn't really able to showcase boxing this last fight, so this fight, I want to showcase some of that. I got hit early. For the last minute of that first round, I was completely blind in my right eye. I couldn't see anything. So I kind of went into survival mode and just did what I was taught not to do, and that was swing for the fences and hope for the best. But my hands were tied at that time. You know, I couldn't see. I knew if I would have backed off and tried to box him, I'd start getting hit with shots I didn't see coming anyway. So I figured let's just make the best of it. But this time, I'm going to show the fuck out on this one. So
I'm very excited to see it, man. So the eye is good. No detached retina, no permanent damage. You're good. You're solid. You're healthy.
Let's get it. I'm good, man.
That's awesome, man. I know you're working on a limited time window right now. How much time you got left for this?
Nah, man. Come on. Let's run it. We good.
All right. Awesome. So as you're looking at the next fight, I mean, that's a quick turnaround in fights. I mean, we're talking, you have, let's call it, 6 weeks from fight to fight. All right. How do you prepare yourself? Because, I mean, a lot of guys, you work that camp up to the fight in December. Most guys have the fight, and then it's some time off. You have the holidays in there. And a lot of guys who fall on that card are now looking to book their next fight and look at scheduling that fight camp. You had a fight and pretty much right back into the gym? Did you take any time off to kind of recuperate your body as a whole, or just right back to it?
Nah, man. Just right back to it. I was never really vocal about this because I didn't want anybody thinking I had an excuse, and that's not why I'm saying this. This is just one individual being honest with another. And no excuse for the fight. I was completely healthy for the fight, and I lost fair and square. But my build up to my first fight, I had the flu, got over the flu, caught COVID and strep throat at the same time. And then a week and a half after recovering from it, I was on a plane going to Florida to fight Rambo. my camp sucked. I still trained while I was sick. I wasn't able to get the full camp that I was wanting. But I went in there healthy. I went in there on weight. I felt good. My oxygen was good. I could breathe. So it was just a sucky build up all the way up until it. Now, with this one, as soon as I got home, man, the only thing that was injured was my eye. I mean, didn't affect anything. I'm stepping up weight to fight this dude, so I haven't had to worry about a weight cut or anything. I just got straight back to it. No hesitation. I haven't been sick these last few weeks. Like I said, I'm gonna show a whole different side of me this time. So, and I hope he does too, because the guy that I'm fighting, this Roberto guy, he had the same ending to his debut, eye injury, doctor stoppage. So I hope he brings what he was hoping to bring to the table the first fight. I hope he brings it as well, because I mean, all I'm about, man, like, I'm about the fireworks. I'm about the class. I love this sport, and we go in there and both showcase some fireworks, win or lose, man. Like, that's, the crowd's gonna get what the fuck they paid to see, you know. And I'll respect the Roberto. I can't wait. So that's just who I am. Right back to it. No breaks, nothing. Let's get it.
Man, I love to hear that. It's exciting to see someone try and do that type of turnaround in the fight, especially in bare knuckle, because, like, I mean, getting punched in the face sucks. No matter how it goes about it, it's never. It's fun while you're in there doing it to a degree, but then afterwards, like, shit, my head hurts. Getting hit in bare knuckle.
Yeah. My whole face swelled up, bro.
Yeah, and bare knuckle, it's such a different approach, because of course you're not sparring bare knuckle. You're sparring with some gloves on to protect yourself to not get all cut up, and then to do, and again, novice people, casual people, are gonna look at it. Oh, it was 1 round. It was 1 2-minute round that he did. And go 2 minutes and have someone just swing a fist at your face. It's not a fun time. So, like, that recovery to come back and, like, I'm ready to go. A month and a half later, let's do it again. Like, that shows a lot of that. Saying fighter spirit is so cliche, but that's the only thing I can call it. It's a fighter spirit. It's that heart to go out there and put on a show and just do work. Like, it's cool to see.
I just feel like this sport alone, I mean, not for the people sitting at home watching, but the people that's going to participate in it. If you like punching people in the face, like, in my opinion, you need to be okay with getting punched in the face. Like, it's just one of those. You can't go out there and, like, yeah, I'm really good at this because I can punch this guy, but it's like, no, bro, you got to be able to take a punch too. And a lot of fighters like that. You don't know they like it until they get hit.
I tell you what, I used to take a lot of grief for this, because that was my opinion of Brock Lesnar in the UFC. I said, there's no more freak athlete than Brock Lesnar. They're never going to find one. No one else is going to come close. But he does not like getting punched in the face. And I think Cain Velasquez showed that. And then when Uberim kicked him in the liver, it was a wrap. But I think that's probably diverticulitis to a degree. But Brock did not like getting hit. He could not bite down on his mouthpiece and move forward after getting punched in the face. He just didn't have it.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. This guy that I'm fighting next, I don't think anybody really wants to get punched in the face with this guy. Have you seen his overhand?
Yeah.
Like, there's a part of me deep down, it's like, I'm gonna let him hit me with it at least once. I want to know, like, can I take it? Like, you know what I'm saying? But, like, there's another part of me. Man, I looked at my own way the other day. I said, if he hits me, he might break my face. Like, so
his overhand reminds me of Dan Henderson. Dan Henderson had the H-bomb, and that was like the most feared overhand right in MMA for better part of 5-6 years.
I see more of a Diego Sanchez in him. He moves forward. He's always in your face, and he's gonna throw every time he gets close. That's what I see.
Yeah.
Man. Diego Sanchez is a very scary fucking fighter to be in your face, especially if you're tired. You don't want that dude in your face.
Yeah, and Diego's cardio. I can't think of a fight off the top of my head where I ever felt like I seen Diego Sanchez seem tired. Kind of like Clay Guida, just a guy who, like, never seemed to ever get tired.
Word to the grapevine, Diego is coming to bare knuckle.
Ooh, dude,
Yes.
Man,
I'm not sure if that's I'm not sure if that's set in stone yet, but that's what I heard.
That'd be exciting to see, man. He'd be a great name for the promotion to get. I seen Mike Perry kind of calling out Donald Cerrone, wanting to have Donald Cerrone come into BKFC. I think that would be interesting too. Bring Cowboy in. Get a big name on that marquee. Bring a lot of eyes to the sport and get everybody on the card more money. Like, that's the way to go.
I think Conor McGregor's comeback fight needs to be in bare knuckle. I think the overall mixed martial arts world is over for him based off of how much weight he's put on. He's not the same fighter anymore. He's still good.
Oh, he's so big. He is so big. yeah. I mean, he definitely there's definitely something helping that boy out, right? Like, and I'm not even throwing shade there. I'm a guy. Whenever I was fighting, I was very anti-performance enhancing everything because at the time, when I was fighting, I fought light heavy. Tried to make middleweight at 185, and I had 185 fight lined up. And fight week, dude pulled out of the fight. I was 193 pounds walking around. My 185er pulled out against me. They said, we have a heavyweight who said he can cut down to 205 to fight you. You want to fight him? I'm game. Let's go. Let's do whatever. So I was very much like, that's cheating. It's cheating. And now I'm in the mindset of, if you open up the playing field where everyone can do it, I mean, if you choose to, okay. You choose not to, okay. Just know you're going out there with a dude who can recover a whole lot faster if he's choosing to do so. I don't know if Conor's going to maintain his speed inside of a cage at the size that he is.
He's not.
And I don't know that he can adjust his style to being slower.
His whole form will change. You're going to see less hits from him, more of a boxing style. And when he gets on the ground, I believe he's going to gas out a lot quicker. I just don't see him beating anybody in the top 5 right now.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think he's just...
Michael Chandler will beat Conor.
Yeah, I would agree with that 100%. I don't think he's gonna be able to maintain the cardio. I think instinct will kick in. He'll try to fight a fast style that his body won't be able to allow him to do. I think he'll just gas out and then just get picked apart. And we see a tired Conor's a sloppy Conor. Conor feeling good. I mean, he's very precise. Everything's accurate. Everything's fast. But anytime we've ever seen him get tired, it's been sloppy. And he puts himself in a lot of danger whenever he gets sloppy.
Yes.
I think that's how Nate got him. Nate got Conor because Conor got tired and got sloppy.
Well, Nate spars 20 rounds every day, so he never gets tired. Yeah, even when he's tired, even when he's propping against the cage, like, bro, he's not tired.
I feel like a tired Diaz brother is a Diaz brother trying to bait their opponent to believe that they're tired. I don't believe they're actually tired ever.
100% playing possum.
Yeah. Dude, could you imagine if Conor came back and... Oh, go ahead, man.
No, I was just going to ask your record, but what if Conor came back and what now?
Could you imagine if Conor came back and did bare knuckle, what that would do to blow bare knuckle up? Like, that would
they never allowed that because they can't afford him. They can't afford him right now.
I don't think anyone could, but I mean, just could you imagine? It'd be interesting because I think the UFC right now is I don't want to say a bad, but I think they're hurting comparatively speaking to where they were a few years back, where they had so many huge stars, and I don't think they've done a great job in recent years building stars. And I think a promotion like BKFC, where it's not so much the brand BKFC really gets the shine. They're really giving a lot of attention to the fighters. And I think that it's giving an ability for competitors to become stars, which will help the promotion be successful because people want to feel that attachment. Like, people want to get to know Jakobi. They want to know you. They want to feel like they're supporting you. They want to root for their favorites. And oftentimes you'll look at a UFC card, and I'm not familiar with half the card. And I'm very familiar with the world of combat sports. Like, I look at the card, I know 4 people. This isn't good. I understand you have to spread things out and bring stars to every show, and they have to have a show every week. But it's just, I don't know, I feel like they've forgotten how to make stars like they did with Conor.
Well, you know why BKFC is going to be so much more, like, productive than UFC, right? And it's a sound. It's just a sound, and it's there's that don't exist anywhere else. That sound that everyone gets to experience. Like, what is that?
Yeah, man, somebody getting cracked. It's a special kind of noise, and I think it's a special kind of mentally disturbed human to kind of enjoy that sound. But I mean, that's a noise that, like, really, it triggers you. It is attention getting, and yeah, you're right. Like, I really cook that in my brain, but yeah, that is, like, you're not getting that in MMA, except for the random head kick that comes out of nowhere and somebody gets crow-copped. But
right, every punch.
Yeah, man. Yeah, every
just
punch.
Watching my fight back. Watching my fight back, like, you can hear. There was a part where Rambo landed he landed a right. I mean, right on my cheekbone, and I mean, it just, like, you could hear it. But then when you see, like, I was so proud of myself for taking the punch the way that I did, because I mean, that's what intrigued me of watching my own fight. I was like, oh shit, I fucking ate that shit. Like, I was proud of myself, you know. But like, that sound effect, man, it just does something to your brain. It's just like, bro, like, he just knocked the shit out of that dude.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, the sound and BKFC, it is crazy.
You're gonna start paying.
I wonder if anyone's run an audio track together of just the sound of, like, an entire card. Like, if somebody went through BKFC 31, they could just take just the sound of every strike landing. I wonder how long of an audio loop you could run of just people getting cracked.
Some digital guy is listening to this podcast right now, or is going to listen to this, and he's going to have nothing to do with his life, and he's going to make that, and he's going to send it to you one day. You watch.
I hope, because I'm really curious as to how long of a loop you can make of just punches landing and sounding impactful, and just how that would sound. It would just, because I mean, you're right. Like, the sound is so good, it's almost like you guys are mic'd up in the ring.
Yeah, almost.
I also think the visual presentation. I think the visual presentation in BKFC is also, like, a lot. I don't want to say it's better than MMA, but it's a lot easier to take in visually because you don't have the cage in the way.
Mm-hmm.
And I recently talked on the podcast about anyone who's never attended a live MMA event, that it's so difficult whenever you're attending live MMA to see what's happening. Like, you actually have a better vantage point being at home watching on TV than you do being live in the arena, because trying to catch things through the cage, like, you have all the posts that can end up in your way of your viewpoint, and then you're looking through chain link. It's like trying to look through the curtain behind me. Like, you're looking through, it's like, I can't tell what the hell's going on.
Mm-hmm. BKFC is pretty good. I got to see the view from the VIP seats. Just depending on where you get the VIP seats, you might have that one, you know, corner that's stopping you from really being able to see. But other than that, man, I mean, it's a straight view no matter where you're at. So they know what they're doing, man. It's just gonna take a while to get the word out, because UFC still is so popular. Like, a lot of people around here don't know what BKFC is. I say it, they're like, "B what?" I'm like, bro, really?
Yeah, so it's funny because so they just need to keep making stars, man. The guys out there going out there, getting themselves over, letting people know what they're about, and making stars for people to know. Like, I feel like when I talk about BKFC to people today, it's like whenever I talked about the UFC 20 plus years ago, whenever I was getting into it, and people were like, "Well, what's UFC?" I'm like, I mean, it's dudes are in a cage fighting. Like, also, it's like pro wrestling. Like, no, it's not like pro wrestling. It's a different thing. And I'd have to explain it to people and kind of, like, break it down. And now I feel like I'm doing that to, I got buddies of mine who were buddies of mine back in the day. And I talked about BKFC. Like, the guys doing that are crazy. They need to get their head checked. Like, I'm like, what do you like? It's not catastrophically different than what's happening in MMA. It's bare knuckle though. I'm like, I think it's kind of safer than wrapping your fist in tape and gauze and putting it into a 4-ounce glove where now you feel like you can punch through anything so you can throw as hard as possible. No glove, no wrap. You have to be cautious of breaking your hand. You have to be mindful. You have to be you have to have some more strategy to it. You have to look at it from a standpoint of, if I break my hand today, well, I'm not making money tomorrow. So let's play it smart. Let's make sure we're calculated with these strikes.
So that's what I thought it was going to be like. When they wrapped my hands, though, only thing missing was the glove. But unless you land wrong, which I feel like even if you have a glove on, I don't see broken hands a big thing right now, unless somebody just headbutts your fist. I mean, that's the only that's the only thing that I can see. I felt very comfortable in the wraps because I mean they wrap all the way up. I think it's like an inch off of your knuckle. I mean, and it's tight. It's tight. You can't move your wrist this way, up and down. I mean, you're in fucking fist mode.
It's still got enough tape to support the wrist. It still feels good on there. You still feel solid at your wrist.
Yeah, I felt very comfortable in it. I mean, they go around your thumb real good. They go around your wrist pretty good, but they just stay off the knuckles. That's it.
Awesome.
I don't know. I was happy.
Whenever you got caught in the eye, did he end up? Was it a finger, or was it just the punch just landed just right and just caught you in there?
Nah, man. He landed it like he wanted to. His knuckle just went very deep. Nah, it was a clean shot. Hit me right on the right side of my eyeball. It busted all those blood vessels. Like, honestly, I never went to the doctor. I don't know what exactly was wrong with my eye. It's just everything from the middle all the way over to my peripheral was nothing but black. Like I couldn't see anything. So that happened round about, I think, about a minute into the fight. Just one little shot he clipped me with, and I just remember thinking to myself, I was like, that fucking hurt. And I thought my eye had swollen shut. Yeah, I thought my eye had swollen shut. Like, I didn't know, like, my eye was completely fine. Like, he hit my eyeball. I couldn't see. I got back to the corner and found out my eye wasn't swollen. Like, I was just blind. Fucking.
Yeah, whenever I watched the fight and you came up and you, like, acknowledged him and you hugged him, I'm like, this has got to be the nicest fighter I've ever seen, like, hugging to start off round 2. And they waited off.
You didn't know the fight.
What happened? No, I'm like, what happened? Why are they stopping the fight? I'm like, is somebody cut? And I missed the cut because I wasn't paying attention or something. And they go back to show you, and I think I could read your lips. Like, I can't see. I'm like, oh, did he get a finger in the eye? Like, hopefully this isn't a detached retina. Hopefully it's like just something crazy. And they were hitting you up, and I'm watching. I'm like, man, like, whatever it was must have been like something had to have gotten in there. Like, I've been hit before. My eyelid like kind of rolls under, and it jacks your eye up for a while, and you eventually get your eyelid popped back right, and the swelling goes down, and you're cool. But I'm like, man, like, what the hell happened? Because the scraps were so good in that first round. I'm like, anything could have happened. Anything could have caught you in the eye in any of those exchanges.
Right. Well, when I first got back to the corner, I wasn't worried about my eye. Like, I just got dropped. And I knew I couldn't breathe that good. I was trying to just catch that fresh breath, you know. And once I got over there, that was the only thing I was concentrated on. So when they was talking to me, I was just like, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, we're good. Let's go. Like, I'm good. I got my breath back. My corner the whole time, man. It was Glendale Futrell's wife. She had to corner me that day. She was like, Jakobi, can you see? Are you good? Like, you need to be honest. Can you see? I was like, yeah, man, just run it. We're good. And she was like, can you see? And I finally looked at her. She was over here, right? And I went to turn to look at her and didn't see shit. Oh, no. And then the cut man, he looked at me. He was like, you good? I was like, I can't see. And I saw the other guy about to call it, so I was just like, fuck. And I just went ahead and walked around. I'm like, damn it, they're going to call the fucking fight. I fucked up. I should have said it. I remember back in the meeting now, he's like,
man.
you say you can't see, it's over. And I said it, and then I was like, fuck, why did I say that? No. I'm glad I did, though.
Dude, but you know
Looking
what,
back, I'm glad
it's the smart thing to do. It's the smart thing to do. You never want to, get in your own way and take more damage, take an injury you didn't have to take. You always hear about so many guys getting hurt in the gym, and I used to have a training partner, and I tore his bicep. I was working for an arm bar, and the dude was way bigger than me back then and stronger than me, and he was holding on to it. I'm working for an arm bar for my back, and I hear this ripping sound, and he had a rash guard on. I thought I ripped the sleeve off his rash guard, and he tapped and stood up, and the sound that came out of him was crazy, and he pulls his rash guard off, and his bicep shot right up into his shoulder. I'm like, oh shit, damn. Dude. And he goes, I think I'm hurt. I go, I know you're hurt. Like, we just ripped your bicep off. And he goes, I should have tapped sooner. I'm like, why didn't you tap? Why were you staying there? We're just in the gym. It was nothing, no big deal. It was son of a bitch, and he had to go and get it fixed. But it's, whether it's in a fight where you're getting paid in the gym, man, if something's wrong,
to this day, something's wrong.
Yeah, he was real bodied up dude, and he lost. I think the doctor told me like he would lose permanently like 20% of the strength in it because the way it tore, and it took him forever to get surgery. They didn't do the surgery immediately. That's why I was saying, man, you got to take care of yourself, because you could have won that second round, not being able to see, could have taken some more damage you didn't need to take.
Well, I not being able to see anything on that side, man, like anything could have happened. I could have got, took a temple shot, could have suffered a broken nose. Just, looking back, I'm okay with how it ended. I lived to fight another day, and not only just another day, like the next card. So,
yeah, which is crazy. I keep saying it. It's just a crazy turnaround. Like, nobody does that shit. Nobody does that.
I was on the Planet Hank show. That's my dude, by the way. Planet Hank, you watch him?
Yeah.
You ever heard it? Yeah. I was on his show, and I was like, yeah, man, trying to get on that Myrtle Beach card. He was like, Jakobi, I don't see it happening. And I was like, oh no, it's gonna happen. He was like, you already got on the card? You got a contract? I was like, nope, but I'm gonna see you in Myrtle Beach. Like 2 or 3 days later, I hit him up like, see you in Myrtle Beach. I'm on the card. He didn't believe me at all, man. Man, I bugged the shit out of him until I got on this card.
Hey man, persistence pays. Like, it does. But I mean, it's just, I don't know, an unbelievable turnaround. Very exciting debut fight in BKFC. I think the future is very bright for you, young man. I think you have a lot of opportunity out there. I think you're an exciting guy. You got a great look. You're all tatted up. Nothing's more eye-catching than a dude tatted up and throwing soup bones at another guy. So I think you got a lot of opportunity, man. Yeah. How many fights do you think you're gonna be able to do in 2023? What's your goal? We're getting the first one out the way real quick.
Depending on not suffering any injuries, like major injuries, I'd like a minimum of 3. I think that would be fair. But we'll see how I want to see how this fight goes. I mean, let me get past this fight, get on another interview with you, and then I'll answer the question.
All right, man. You had nothing but love and support coming to you from Cleveland, man. We love BKFC, big supporters, man. Where can our listeners find you at in the world of social media? Where can they find Jakobi?
Man, I'm on Facebook most of the time. I come back and forth on my Instagram whenever, somebody messages me or something. But as far as me sharing content or anything like that, either Facebook or TikTok, probably. But Facebook's going to be the biggest platform.
Awesome, man. I'll make sure I got the link up there for you on Facebook. Now get the TikTok one up there too. Any sponsors you need to shout out? Where can people help support Jakobi? I know you got a link for tickets. You can get tickets straight from you.
Yeah, it's just the online side. They can go on there and just get them, and it'll shoot my my percentage to me. I didn't get any handheld tickets this time because the hood I'm from, man, people be lying. They be like, yeah, I'm gonna get a ticket. And then I'll get the tickets. They be like, I have no money. I'm like, let me get the fucking ticket. Like, what? If you want it, go online. But nah, man. So I just got Just Blaze, you know, as a sponsor. So it's Team Blaze. I'd like to give them a shout out. Planet Hank, they're sponsoring me. Guerrilla, you know, Warfare Apparel, they got me. Slaughterhouse. I got a few more that I can't shout out yet because it ain't set in stone, but I should have about 2 more sponsors coming, so I'll be sure to give them a shout out as soon as they, you know, set it in stone. But as far as anybody else, man, shout out to my coach, and shout out to Nate Shook and Dave Feldman, and, you know, Ryan Perez, and everybody making this shit happen. Andy Hall too.
Awesome. I appreciate you joining us here on Don't Say the F Word. We are looking to be a great platform for anyone up and coming BKFC, give you guys an opportunity to tell a bit of your story and help everybody get to relate to you and know what you're all about and why you're in this sport and what you're hoping to achieve. Everyone can check us out. We are Don't Say the F Word Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. You can find us on Spotify and Google Podcasts. It's the Don't Say the F Word Podcast on YouTube because YouTube took down our original Don't Say the F Word Podcast channel. For what reason, I still don't know. But I appreciate everyone checking us out.